beginning 1st December 2025, the United Kingdom will enter one of the biggest motoring shake-ups in modern history. This is not a small upgrade. This is not a minor tweak. What is coming is a structural transformation of how driving is regulated, monitored, enforced, and even legally interpreted in this country. Every motorist, daily commuters, casual drivers, long-distance hauliers, taxi operators, delivery workers, and especially pensioners who only drive for essentials, will feel the impact of these new laws in ways many people never expected. For months, the government has presented these reforms as a way to modernize the driving system, reduce accidents, improve national compliance, and create a fully digital method of verifying every driver's identity and behavior on the road. But critics argue the opposite. Opponents say this represents a worrying step toward excessive surveillance, automatic enforcement, and a new era of digital monitoring that could permanently change the relationship between drivers, the government, and the road. Today, we are unpacking every new rule coming into effect, why these laws exist, who will be most affected, and most importantly, how you can protect yourself from fines, penalties, bans, and license suspensions under the brand new driving rules that will reshape 2025. Welcome to Pensioners Power, your trusted source for everything you need to know about pensions, retirement planning, and financial wellness. Here, we cover the latest news, expert insights, and essential updates to help you maximize your retirement years. Whether it's understanding pension schemes, making the most of your savings, or staying informed about financial changes, you're in the right place. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an important update. Now, let's jump right into today's topic. We begin with the most radical change, the UK's move toward a digital-first driving license. For decades, drivers relied on a physical plastic card. Now, the DVLA is transitioning toward a system where your driving license identity will be verified primarily through an online profile. This means that in the near future, if you are pulled over by police, they may not ask for a card at all. Instead, they may access your DVLA digital record directly from the patrol car or even through automated scanning systems. Over time, the physical card could become optional rather than the default. This shift mirrors systems already in place in countries like Denmark and South Korea, where digital licenses have become standard. The DVLA app will eventually show your license status, past endorsements, renewal dates, and even medical flags. Losing a physical license might no longer require waiting weeks for a replacement. Insurance companies will verify your identity digitally. Documents once sent through the post may be processed instantly through a phone. And as a major commitment, the government promises expanded support centers for elderly and vulnerable citizens who find digital processes difficult. The next major change is one of the most controversial, the tightening of over 70 renewal requirements. Until now, drivers over 70 simply self-certified that they were medically fit to drive. But starting in December 2025, self-certification will no longer be enough. The DVLA will begin requiring real medical verification in some cases. This means that doctors may be required to review your medical history, approve your renewal, and even digitally submit reports if they believe you may be unsafe behind the wheel. For years, data has shown that age-related motor decline affects reaction speed, hazard perception, and cognitive decision-making. A pensioner who genuinely believes they are safe to drive may find their renewal delayed, suspended, or denied if medical records flag potential concerns. Mandatory eye tests may become commonplace. GP reports may be required before renewals are accepted. If a doctor raises concerns, the DVLA can temporarily revoke a license. Appeals will be allowed, but they may require specialist assessments and medical reviews before reinstatement. The stated goal is road safety, not discrimination, but this new system is already generating passionate public debate. December 2025 will also mark the beginning of AI-assisted speed enforcement across the UK. These are not ordinary speed cameras. These are intelligent systems capable of analyzing driver behavior in real time. The cameras do not simply measure speed, they observe distraction, tailgating, late braking, reckless acceleration, lane drifting, lack of signal use, and even driving patterns associated with fatigue or intoxication. For example, a vehicle drifting gently between lanes at 1 a.m. could trigger a fatigue alert, prompting an automated warning, a fine, or even a police intervention. This means enforcement is no longer reactive, it becomes proactive. Penalties could be issued automatically and digitally. Drivers may be classified as dangerous, not just for speeding, but for behavior patterns identified by AI. Persistent offenders may be flagged as high risk, potentially triggering insurance penalties. The road is no longer just monitored, it is analyzed. Next is one of the most heavily supported changes among the public: far stricter penalties for using a phone while driving. The legal definition of phone handling has expanded dramatically. Even if your car is stationary in traffic or stopped at a red light, physically touching your phone could now result in a fine. Opening a navigation app, checking a message, dismissing a notification, or swiping your screen could all qualify as an offense. Phones mounted on dashboards must be operated entirely hands-free. Voice control will no longer be a luxury, but an expectation. If questioned by police, drivers may even need to prove that any phone interaction was non-interactive or automated. The government has stated clearly that its goal is zero physical phone interaction in moving vehicles. Another major update concerns drug and prescription medication monitoring. Most people don't realize that common medications such as codeine, tramadol, lorazepam, or strong painkillers after surgery are legally classified as impairing drugs. Under the new rules, police will be able to test for prescription substances that affect alertness or mobility. A driver who took doctor-prescribed medication and feels subjectively fine might still be legally unfit to drive. Ignorance of medication effects will no longer be a defense. Drivers are responsible for knowing whether their medication legally affects their ability to drive. The information exchange between doctors and the DVLA may increase, especially if medical professionals have concerns about safety. Telematics and black box integration mark another massive shift. Newer vehicles increasingly come equipped with built-in monitoring systems that record speed, steering patterns, braking behavior, and even driving style. Under the updated rules, this data may legally be used in accidents, insurance claims, and court cases. After a collision, telematics could reveal whether a driver was speeding, braking too late, or driving aggressively, removing ambiguity from insurance disputes. Insurers may move toward a fully data-driven premium model, where poor driving technique results in significantly higher costs, while safer drivers are rewarded. Critics argue this represents the beginning of permanent driving surveillance. Supporters say it makes the roads safer and insurance fairer. Parking enforcement and CCTV ticketing are also tightening dramatically. Councils will have increased autonomy, meaning fines could spike nationwide. A driver who stops in a yellow box junction for just 4 seconds could receive a penalty. Dropping a child off in a bus lane, even for a brief moment, could automatically trigger a fine. CCTV systems are expanding, and they remember everything. Disabled badge fraud will be targeted more aggressively. Parking is now being treated not simply as a convenience issue, but as a core part of traffic flow management. Foreign and temporary drivers will also face major rule changes. The government is introducing a faster, stricter tracking system for non-UK license holders. Many could previously drive legally in the UK for years, without converting their license. That is ending. A newly arrived EU worker, for example, may now have only 6 months before mandatory UK license testing. Some foreign licenses will be automatically recognized, but many will require theory tests, practical exams, or full license conversion. Driving eligibility will be tied directly to immigration and residency records. Insurance responsibility will change dramatically as well. Premiums will now be tied directly to driving behavior rather than basic demographics. 2 drivers of the same age, same postcode, and same car could pay wildly different premiums if one drives aggressively and the other drives smoothly. Telematics may become mandatory for new drivers, particularly younger motorists. Fraudulent claims will become harder to commit, and accident fault will shift from witness statements to data-backed evidence. So, how do you protect yourself in this new era of motoring? Staying compliant is easier when you stay informed. Every driver should begin familiarizing themselves with DVLA online services. Checking your license status regularly will become second nature. If you are on medication, speak to your doctor about how it affects your ability to drive. Use only fully hands-free systems and never physically touch your phone while in traffic. Drive predictably, cautiously, and smoothly. The days of casual or careless driving are coming to an end. This is the biggest evolution of British motoring since the introduction of penalty points in 1988. Roads are becoming digital ecosystems. Cars are becoming smart devices. Cameras are becoming fully automated. And every tiny piece of driving data is becoming legally actionable. Some will celebrate this transition as a step towards safer roads, fewer accidents, and greater accountability. Others fear it is a step toward excessive monitoring, automated enforcement, and the erosion of personal privacy. But one thing is certain: awareness is not optional. Understanding these rules is essential for protecting your license, avoiding fines, and continuing to drive confidently under the new digital enforcement system of 2025. Thank you for watching Pensioners Power. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with others. Stay informed, stay engaged, and we'll see you in the next video with more insights on the issues that affect the UK. Take care, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for all the latest updates.